everybody, I'm Jen Brooks and I am from APH, the Outreach Department, and I'm here to talk about all things American Printing House. Crazy question. Clap once if you've heard of APH. Oh, thank you. Martha and James are doing a great job. Awesome, awesome. Always like to check. So I know that we are known for products, but there are a plethora of services that APH provides as well. So I just want to have a quick session to check in and make sure we know about all of the services that APH provides and make sure that you're signed up, your students are signed up, and you're keeping a heads up on what is up and coming. So first of all, those who were paying attention probably already know the answer. Do we know how long APH has been a thing? 20 years, 40 years, 50 years, 90 years?
Isn't it over 100?
Didn't we celebrate an anniversary of some kind? Like, was it 25? Was it 50? Was it 100? 1960? All right, okay. It's actually been around for 167 years, you guys. We are going way back into the history of our field. So 1858 is when APH was founded. 1858, like we're already in 20, you know, we're not even talking 19. 19 feels like a long time ago, right? Now we're talking 1800s. What was happening in the mid-1800s in our field? Anybody? Going back to like our history of our field? Yeah, we don't know. There were 4 schools for the blind in the US, 3, 4, 2, somewhere around in there. I know we had New York, we had Perkins, and then there was a Kentucky school, and there might have been one other. So I'm not totally clear on that. But schools for the blind were starting to be a thing in the US, right? We were like, oh, we can educate these students. Huh, crazy. Crazy that that was a novel idea, but that's where we were in the 1800s. And so at the Kentucky School for the Blind, so back in the day, right, we didn't even have Braille back then. They were using the large embossed lettering, right? So you got the giant A that was like pressed into paper. And you remember back, if we think about history, printing presses back in the day, there's an old picture. I tried to find it before this and then I got distracted with other things. But there's a picture that I have seen, black and white, of 2 boys from the Kentucky School for the Blind, and they have this giant lever, and they're pressing this giant, you know, they have the metal pieces with the raised lettering, and it presses into the paper to actually create the paper with the embossed lettering, right? So that's how they were making textbooks back in the day. Pretty time consuming. You got to put all those little metal pieces in the right places, and if you make a mistake, well, okay, well, do it all over again, right? So it was very time consuming, probably pretty expensive to get those presses and get the lettering and all of that. So they were doing this in the basement of the Kentucky School for the Blind, and they went to their leaders of their state and they said, we need help with this. Like, you're getting textbooks to other schools. We need textbooks for our schools as well. And so that is how APH was founded. So literally, American Printing House, right? They were literally printing, and they had a little house. So they started in the basement of the Kentucky School for the Blind, but then they went next door to a little building next door to KSB, and that's where APH still stands today. And so it was just a little house, and they would do the embossing of Braille texts for the different schools for the blind. About 20 years later, Congress approved an act, the Act to Promote the Education of the Blind. So this was enacted in 1879, and it is still what provides funds to APH to this day. So they decided that there needs to be adapted educational materials to eligible students who meet the definition of blindness, As we know, that's kind of changed and adjusted over the years. And so that is where it started way back in the day. Obviously, we do a whole lot more than just textbooks. We still do textbooks. We're not doing it with giant printing presses anymore. But educational materials encompasses a lot more today than it did back in the day. So our federal quota funds, you guys probably just went through, Martha and James were saying, what do you need, what do you need? It's filling out that spreadsheet. Now I know that there's a spreadsheet. And getting in your orders. So every year, Congress appropriates funds each October. And by October, sometimes we mean like May. Depends on when they decide to actually not kick the can down the road, right? And then this allotment, so they appropriate funds according to the census. So how many students exist, and they appropriate those funds. Those funds are then divided among those registered eligible students, determined by that annual census. So you probably hear about the census every January, February, right? And you're getting those forms signed by parents, those letters sent home. You can start now. And get those letters signed so you have them, so you're ready to get our students registered so that we know how many students are in Indiana so that we can appropriate funds to the state. All right. APH services. So not just products. I did have a product page, QR code up on screen, but we're going to skip that because we're going to talk about products after lunch. So one of the first services I want to talk about is adjacent to the outreach department in which I work. So we have the APH Connect Center. Clap once if you've heard of the Connect Center. All right, excellent. Then you already know that the Connect Center is made up of 3 different parts. The first one I'm going to talk about is our Career Connect, because I love getting our transition age students, even younger students, interested in what careers are out there. And they have a really great, there's career conversations. They have podcasts. They're all recorded and online. So they have conversations with individuals who are blind or visually impaired, adults who are working in a specific field. And they have a whole bunch. This is a great way, just, hey, let's listen to this together and learn about, the person is talking about, this is what my field is. This is what I do. This is how I do it. This is how I got into it. These are the, skills that I needed. These are the tools that I use day to day. So it's a really great way to expand our students' understanding of what careers exist. We have the Job Seekers Toolkit. The Job Seekers Toolkit is now online. It is partnered with Insight. And so you can go on and register your student, and you can assign them homework. You can see how much they've completed. You can go in and identify, okay, let's jump ahead. Let's assign this other piece for them to learn the skills of that self-discovery. What is networking? How do I write a resume? What are my skills and aptitudes? And then there's also information for employers. So if anybody here, is anybody here working in rehab in the adult world? No? All right. Well, moving on. The employers, there's a lot of information there for employers about what do you do if you have somebody who's an employee from the employer standpoint for understanding how to work with that employee. Next up, another fave is Family Connect. How many of you use Family Connect? Clap once. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, all right. Well, the Family Connect, I love this because there are a ton of curated blogs, newsletters, information. There are webinars for parents and families to understand what it's like for their child. I've used it a lot for our Birth to 5 program and those early days for helping parents. You go in and you talk about a topic, but sometimes it needs a little bit more. So you can text them a link, you can print it out and bring it to them and hand it to them to read later. They'll find it on their countertop a week later and go, oh yeah, what? So we don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? The information is there in a nice curated way for our families to understand. So everything education from IFSP, IEP, the assessments, the many assessments. Why are we assessing again? We already did an assessment. Oh, but this is the learning media assessment. We did the functional vision assessment. Now we have to do the AT assessment. Expanded core curriculum, Braille and literacy, and how to advocate for their child as their child is growing. So great information on Family Connect. Next up, we have Vision Aware. Vision Aware is for our adults who are blind or have low vision. This is all about if they have recently had a diagnosis and they're losing their vision for the first time and they've never encountered our field. What does it mean? What are the doctors saying? More information and links for eye conditions, some tips and tricks for living with blindness and low vision, and other information for those adults. You should have on your handouts for this session, you should have all the links for these Connect Center websites so that you can go on and get the information that you might need. All right, so that takes us to APH Outreach. So who am I? Why am I here? I am with Outreach, and I am a regional specialist. So I am a comms, TVI, CVRT. I've held a bunch of different hats, worn a bunch of different hats over the 20-ish years, 20 plus maybe at this point, years of being in the field. And so there are 6 of us in the outreach program as regional specialists. We each have just a tiny portion of states. I have 9, and I'm the green there. We see ourselves in the green. And so I provide professional development, training such as this. We do webinars. We also, in our free time, work on the Hive, Access Academy, Monarch programs, other trainings that, what is that in the job description? Other duties as assigned, right? The group of us have trained, this was 2024 data, 1,500 individuals. We did 277 hours such as this in person live for your entertainment, and we reached 28 states. So I have 9 states. I tried to say I'll come to your, whoops, sorry, this still says Illinois. I didn't change it to Indiana, I'm sorry. We're Indiana. Ignore the Illinois. Yes, professional development. So trainings on APH products and services. I can do these virtually. I've met with some of you through Kara, who with the outreach program, so I may have met you virtually on your computer. Professional development on topics of need. So I met with Brittany and Martha couple months ago, and we were like, hey, what do you need? What can I do? What can I bring? And we put together this. So, because I really want to meet your needs. Like, what are you needing? What would help you to understand so I can give you that practical advice so that you can walk away? I'm not here to talk about theory and, research. Let's talk about the nitty gritty. What do you need? Because our jobs are hard enough. How can I make it easier? I also do some regional events. So if you have Braille challenges and whatnot, if you need a guest speaker, if you need a workshop, if you need an extra hand, let me know. Put it on my calendar, and I will attempt to come on out, depending on where I'm at. So the Hive. How many of you clap once if you've heard of the Hive? Yes. All right. The buzz at the Hive. So our Hive is our learning management system. So the purpose is that we want educators to have information at their fingertips that is free, but that gives you professional development points. So any course that you do through the Hive, you get CVRT credit, so you get a little certificate saying you took this course and you have this many points through CVRT. Some states allow you to use those for your state credit as well. I hope Indiana does. And so it's a really great way at your own pace. So it's not a webinar that you have to be on on Zoom and you have to get the opening code and the closing code and you're driving and you're trying to click and you're trying to write down the opening code so you can remember it. Stay safe. None of that. Okay, the Hive is available at any point, okay? You can go on, you can watch a 3-minute segment of the first module, do the little 1-question quiz at the end, and then move on with your life and come back to it later. So it's a great way to get information about practices, teaching strategies in the field. We have 5 categories of courses in our course catalog. How many courses do y'all think we have? This only started 3-4 years ago, around the pandemic time frame. We have 56 courses available to you in the 5 categories of foundations, which is your basic understanding of blindness and low vision, assessment, early childhood. We have the core curriculum, so access to that core curriculum, and we have lots of information on the expanded core curriculum as well. If you are not already registered with the Hive, there's a QR code on screen. Go ahead and get that phone, close the texting app, open your camera, go ahead and go to the link, and you can you can go ahead and register for the Hive and start exploring that. Registration's super easy. It's just your email address, a password that you can remember. I never remember it, so I always do the forget password button, and I'm always changing it, which means I'll never remember it. But the forget password button works every time. Yeah. Who has time for that? Just recreate it. Get back in. All right, so then webinars. So the Hive, great courses on there. I'm going to highlight some of them in the next session. That might help you on our topic that we're going to talk about after lunch. Webinars, we have lots of different types of webinars at APH. So they're scheduled, right? You got to be there. There's a Zoom link. You got to register ahead of time. So there's a few extra steps for the webinars. We have two different types of webinars. We have Access Academy. And so these are those topics of here is our instructional strategies, here's information that you can implement on hot topics that we're all dealing with today. We have product showcase webinars, and these are literally what they say. It's a new product probably, and we're letting you know what it is, a little bit more information than the 3 sentences in the catalog and a picture. So information on those new products. All of our webinars are recorded and they go onto our APH YouTube channel. So if you miss it, it's okay. You can go into YouTube and check those out. Our Access Academy webinars, they provide also, if you get that opening code, closing code, you also get CVRT credit for those, and then you go into the Hive that you now have access to, and you just plug in those opening closing codes, and it'll generate a certificate for you, and then all of your certificates are housed in the Hive. So you can come back, you don't have to remember to save them, whatever. When it's time, you can go in, hit that forgot password button, and go check and grab all of those certificates and download them. Yes?
I know it's not like specifically listed, but I use the Excel videos a lot that you guys.
Yes, so back in our lovely 2020 days, we did an Excel Academy. Excel, like what is the definition of Excel? To succeed, highly succeed, and be, Academy. And so those were videos that, we had students and families join online, and we did activities with the kids, and those are recorded and on the YouTube channel. I'm actually going to talk about some later, so that's brilliant. Yes, so those are still there, so you can go on. It's a great way. I recommend them all the time because I'm like, this is a great lesson plan. And it shows you, like, you can skip through, speed it up, whatever you need, and figure out, okay, how would I implement this lesson, and then just replicate it. Or you can have it with your student, right, and use it that way as well. Brilliant. All right. So a few other services that are available. Clap once if you have a kiddo in the birth to 5 age range. All right, we have a few. Awesome. Do you have your student registered with the Braille Tales program? Clap once. Okay, got a couple scattered. All right, Braille Tales program. In your handout for this section, there is a link, and it provides print books with the Braille labels free to children and their families. If you have parents who are blind or have low vision themselves, you can sign up your families so that they can have a print book for their sighted children but be reading the Braille to them. So it's free, it's literacy, it's books. Do I need to say more? Sign up today. It's very easy to sign up.
How many do they get?
4 or 5 each year, 5 each year.
I think my daughter might have gotten her last one because she's almost 6.
Oh, so sad. I know. And so then you have like, yeah, your little library of books. I love it.
It's a great resource.
I know, right? Exactly. And then you can find out, like, you can choose, right, the books that you get. And so then you can create a little story bag, a little story box to go along with it, right? You can do some modeling of reading the book with the family in the session that you have with the kiddo, right? So you can make this into, yeah, part of, take the thinking out of lesson planning.
Does Braille Tale have a segment where the TBI can sign up to get?
No,
Always
it's the families.
Okay, thanks.
Yep,
Yeah,
Seedlings does. Yep.
thanks.
The Braille Brain. If you have any families, teachers, paraprofessionals, other service providers that you're like, hey, let's get your toes into the field and then we'll convert you in the future. But if you have any of those who are wanting to learn Braille, the Braille Brain is a free, user-friendly, interactive, web-based training program to learn the basics of Braille, but you can go all the way through into contracted. They talk about some of the instructional best practices, so reinforce some of what we're teaching. If you want to check that out, there's a QR code on screen, but it is also in your handout. Yes?
Does it go into Nabbit?
I don't believe so. That would be brilliant, but I don't think so. I haven't had that question, so I'm going to have to check that out.
It has a section for
Sweet. I love that people use the QR code and answered that question. Awesome. What's that?
Give them a ticket for that.
Oh, I forgot about the tickets. Come give tickets. Nick gets a few because he's asked some questions. You guys were clapping over here, so you can, I heard some clapping happening over here too. I don't know. You're paying really well attention, and I appreciate that. Yes. I got the left side of the room. You're taking a really good, something over here. Something's happening and not just text messaging, so I like it. Thank you for paying attention, being attentive.
Okay.
I won't, I'm coming. You guys clapped, right? Oh, yeah. You're like, yeah, I did, totally did. We believe you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for the reminder, Brittany. I completely forgot. We have at APH Braille Blaster, which is a free program for translating Braille. I get some claps and some I love it over here. Well, now everybody's really interacting, right?
Thank you.
Uh-oh, we have a question.
Not a question. I want to give an extra plug for this.
Yeah, an extra plug. I like it.
Because it had been a little while since I had tried Braille Blaster, and recently, I can't remember if I saw something about it, but the math tools that are on there are really incredible. There's some stuff to do arrays that like automatically help you create all that stuff. So if anybody hasn't used that, it's got some, I don't use it for everything, but there's some features that even like Tiger and Duxbury don't have easily, so.
Awesome, and it's easy. I think that's the thing. Go
I
ahead.
will tell you, but the Tiger suite that's added to that, no, it's not that it's added to Braille Blaster. It's added to the embosser that you can get through APH. It has been a game changer for me because I haven't had to try and convince, I haven't had to try and convince a district to purchase Duxbury. And I've been able to do all the things that I need to with Braille Blaster.
Oh, awesome. That's what I love about it, because you're right. Trying to get our districts to actually, I'm just going to leave this here. Getting our districts to get us the tools that we need. If there's a free and available tool, sometimes, yes, fighting that battle is one thing, but having somewhere to actually get what you need while you're fighting that battle is a really great resource. Awesome. One of the things I'm going to plug, this is not part of my presentation, but I'm just going to plug it. The Page Connect. Have you guys heard about the Page Connect? It's a new device that's out. Few of you have. There's a webinar next week. I think it's Access Academy. Don't quote me on that. But there's a webinar next week about it. So the Page Connect is really awesome, and it works with Braille Blaster, it works with Duxbury, it works with Tiger programs, it works with anything that's doing translation print to Braille. But it's this little flat piece of plastic with some sensors on it. You flip your Braille writer over, you take off the cardboard off the bottom, you stick the the Page Connect onto it, give it a little wiggle. Stick your screws that came off of your Braille writer, you put them right back in. You flip that bad boy over, plug it in. You can connect it, it just connects Bluetooth. And you can open up Braille Blaster, and all of a sudden, your kid can be doing their homework at home. If parents have Braille Blaster, they can see the translation from print into Braille. So it's a really neat tool. Classrooms, peers, collaboration. Uh-oh, hold on, let me get you a mic.
I'm like, yes, I know about Page Blaster. Or not the Page Blaster.
Page
but
Connect.
Page Connect.
With Braille Blaster.
You guys always, yes. I do have one. We're going to take one of our Braillers, bottoms off, and try it first.
Yes.
And then if you want one, as we move forward, it will come installed on one of our Braillers. You will not be servicing the Braillers.
Nice. You mean they don't have to pull the crayon out of the underneath and dust it out? Oh, it's so kind. Awesome. I just want to put that plug in because it is a really neat device. Nick, you have another comment? Nick's going to present next year, Brittany.
Well, no, we just got a few, and we've been trying them with our students. So there's a website that has the translation as well. But the thing that our students have loved is there's a learning program that's tied to it. And kids that, struggle to get interest in Braille, they've been responding to it because it's almost like a typing program. So.
Yeah, it gives a little like ding correct or like you got that wrong. So it's a really neat tool. Check it out. Join the webinar next week. Check out Access Academy. So go to your handout, go to the Access Academy link. There's a webinar page, and it should be on there. Free APH apps, because we love free things, right? It just takes all the work out of it. There are a ton of free APH apps. I have all kinds of icons up here. We have math, we have science, we have talking typer, we have CVI apps, we have number lines, so a lot of math ones. Coding, we have a little app that kind of gets you the step-by-step, just understanding the very basics of giving a command. I will have it after lunch in our next session, an iPad, and it has all of the apps on it. So if you're curious about a specific app, you can find it there, and we have some time to play around with those. All right. Clap once if you use the APH TGIL, Tactile Graphics Library. All right. So the Tactile Graphics Image Library, you create a free account and you can go on. We have over 2,000 images that are already there, ready, curated. You can shoot it over to an embosser, you can shoot it over to a POF machine, the swell form paper. You can use it on the Monarch, yes, yes. Yes, many of the images are Monarch ready. We're still working to go through all of them and make sure that they are formatted correctly for the Monarch. One of the things I like to say about the TGIL is every single one of you in this room have probably created an image, a tactile graphic, right? And you may have it in a digital format. You can send it in to the TGIL and help your fellow teachers across the state and internationally as well. So check that out and please help to build this library. It's a community project. Oh, speaking of the Monarch over here, oh, how convenient.
I was planted.
Yeah, I paid her under the table before this. Yes, so the Monarch, you guys have probably heard about the Monarch, right? Clap once if you've heard about it. There's been lots of marketing, so I'm sure that you're probably like, oh, that again. But the thing with Monarch is that there are a bunch of programs that are being developed around the Monarch. So we have the student pilot. Clap once if you have a student in the student pilot program. I knew it! We have the Monarch Rise support. Clap once if you've heard of Monarch Rise. Of course. All right, so the Monarch Student Pilot. Do you want to say anything about the Monarch Student Pilot? Like, what is it doing for you? What did it give you? Let me get the mic while you're thinking, because I'm totally putting you on the spot here. And, but you're used to this, so, you know.
So in all fairness, we've actually we had it all of last year and this year, and we kind of had a false start with it last year, and it was not well received.
Pilot program, pilot.
The pilot program.
It is a pilot, which means like
Right.
they're figuring it out as we go.
But it wasn't a problem with the Monarch or APH. It was a problem with the school setting, and but we had a transition, and so this year our plan is, and we both went through the orientation together, the student and myself.
And you got a Monarch.
And we have a Monarch, and she
Did you have to pay for the Monarch?
absolutely
Did you have to
loved
pay for the
Monarch.
program?
And they never have to pay for it, and it goes with the student, and she took it home over the summer and all of the things. And there's an initial tutorial that was her favorite, and she just wanted to keep doing it because she loves seeing the caterpillar turn into a butterfly.
Oh. I love it. So yes, there are some supports because yes, the Monarch is not usually something that we can get with quota funds, but we have grant funds. The APH is currently a receiver of, but also we are searching for more. So we know that this Monarch device can absolutely change the way that we teach and the way that our student has access to things, and we're wanting to move forward with that. So we are looking to get those. So just keep an eye, there's a link in your handout. Keep an eye on that page for the student pilot project, mostly for you all. The nominations, you kind of have to nominate your student, you have to fill out an application, you have to make a case for why your student should be selected, how they're going to implement it.
I think they need to be sixth grade or older.
Yes, we're focusing on the more transition age group to get them those technology skills. We want them to have some basic skills starting out before we move them forward. But yeah, keep an eye on that. Oh look, I was going to mention the Page Connect. Awesome. All right. Next up, we're going to have, after lunch, we are going to have hands-on opportunity with some products. We're going to talk about students, our students who are those complex learners. They have complex needs, students with multiple disabilities, and we're going to be able to check out some products that Brittany and Martha were so kind to help set up while I was talking today. One of the big takeaways is help us help you. So I've been with APH for 3 years, and there is a little form that was unknown to me while I was in the field. So I'm trying to push this form because I'm like, this is what we need at APH, and this is what you all need in the field. There is a suggest a product form on the APH website. So if you have an idea, like this is a need, this is how I think we might be able to fill the need, you can have just the basics of an idea, put that in, it goes to our product department, our product manager department, so that they can start thinking about ideation and creation of new products to help us fill those gaps. I also would like you to use it if you have a product that you're like, you know, if only it could have done this, it would be perfect, right? Or it would fill a much larger need than what it's filling right now. I want you to use that suggest a product form. So for existing products as well. Sometimes APH will have a feedback form. They've recently taken it down. And they also have field testers. Clap once if you've been a field tester for APH. Just 3 or 4, okay. Keep an eye on the field testing page. That is a chance for you to get hands on a product before it actually launches and give real feedback. So we need your help to give feedback before it actually completes the entire process, so that we can make those changes. It doesn't help to hear about what needs to change after we've already put it in the catalog and created 300 of them. So just keep those in mind. There are links in your handout for each of those. All right, that concludes us. A little bit early, actually. So, does anybody have questions about topics that we've talked about? Maybe you guys can also help each other if I don't have an answer.
Nope, no microphone. I was just wondering if there is a library for 3D printed or scale files.
That is a great question. So the question is there a library, so we have the tactile graphics image library, is there also a library for 3D printed products? At APH, no. That would be a great suggestion for the tactile graphics image library folks, and it comes much better. The feedback, the reason I push feedback from you guys is because your voice is a lot louder than mine. They hear from outreach a lot. The other departments, but they're just like, yeah, okay, outreach has an idea again. So coming from the field, right, sometimes is a little bit better advocacy. So at APH, no, but that would be awesome if we had it. I do know of a couple of links, Math and Thingiverse. That might be one of them that I know of.
Actually has a Braille section.
I think that might be the one I was thinking of.
Thingiverse actually has a Braille section.
So Thingiverse, one word.
Thingi,
Thingy. Verse?
VERS.
VERSE.
They actually
Thingy.
have they actually have a Braille section. I use that for math things.
Yes,
to
that's-
do angles. They actually had something that was able to be hooked together for angles.
There's another one. I think it's B tactile. I think it's B tactile. I was trying to find
Like BE tactile?
I think it might just be the letter B.
Just B.
And that one has 3D prints. It also has P-off images
Nice.
and Braille fonts.
And C3D, SEE.
SEE, the number 3D is another website as well. Thank you, guys.
I'm looking at the website and there's something I want, but it says like page not found for Foundations for Tactile Literacy. So who would it says to like contact customer service.
Let me see the,
It's when I registered, it's like.
for the Hive, and there's
It's under
a,
documents, it says it should be there.
um,
I'm like, oh, support.
yeah, give, There should be a,
Hive user support form.
no, there should be, I'll give you a, see me after this, I'll give you an email that you can reach out to. Thank you for that. We need to know the links that aren't working. They recently changed over our webpage, our whole entire website, and so we did find that some of the links broke when we did that.
There's also, I was working with patents last year. One of the SLPs had told me about Volk Switch, VOLKS for switch, where you can 3D print list symbols and add RFID stickers to them, and so you can have voice output with Braille. Like all of the files are there, and it's
Say the website again.
Volk Switch, VOLKSSWITCH. So on there, they have all of the files to do, create what's called bliss symbols for augmentative communication, and it includes the bliss symbol, Braille, and print on the symbol, and you can put RFID stickers on them and then use them for voice output.
What one is that?
Volk Switch, VOLKSSWITCH.
Like a Volkswagen,
Yes.
Volks Switch. Awesome. Any other questions or comments? We have a question.
And this really doesn't fit with APH, but we
That's
started,
okay.
But we started talking.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a true Braille student in probably 15 years. So I have my old Romeo 50 Braille embosser sitting, but now I have 3 students in life skills who I'm Brailling for all the time. They're using unique learning systems and the news to you and stuff. So I'm Brailling those weekly, and I'm finding myself many weekends Brailling for hours on the regular one. My Duxbury is, gone. What do I use? What do you suggest? You can come see me during lunch, even if you are. But I saw Braille Blaster.
Pix Blaster
Mm-hmm.
does that with the APH software,
Okay.
and it will do your, if you get the Pix Blaster and not the Page
And that's an
Blaster,
embosser.
it's an embosser that you can get, and you use that program, and you can create all the material you need, and you can also do the graphics that you need from their thing. And I hadn't paid it a dime.
Oh, wow.
So Pix Blaster is an embosser through APH.
Okay.
We have them in the IRC.
IERC has them.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
So I don't see my Romeo anymore?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, it's been awesome.
Blaster, and I pair it with,
Braille Blaster for the software. Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're made to be easy to use, and there are a ton of YouTube videos. If you go onto our YouTube channel and just put in the little search bar, Pix Blaster, there's an entire playlist of videos about how to use it, kind of, even just like unboxing, here's what's going to be in the box, here's how to set it up, here's how to use it, everything you need. So you can go through each of those. Yeah. Yeah, I love our APH YouTube channel. Like, I even use it all the time, as you guys will see in our next session. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys, thank you so much for your time and attention. Let's take a break.